In this video, we're going to be sharing with you your starseed origin and show you a process that you can use to find out which star systems you're connected to. I'm with Bridget Nielsen, and we're going to get into the video right now. Welcome back to another video. My name is Aaron, and I help people expand their consciousness. I'm here today with Bridget Nielsen.
Hey guys.
And she's going to be sharing some info with us. She's very well known for what she does on her YouTube channel. I'm going to go ahead and link it below. She talks a lot about anything to do with star seeds, multidimensionality, personal development, law of attraction. You share a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
But she's really an expert as well with everything that I'm going to be talking about today. So I thought it was perfect to bring her on. I came to, Lior and I came to Sedona for like 4 days, and she lives here. So yeah, we just thought, let's make a video together and let's go over and learn more about this. So recently on the channel, I've been sharing information on star seeds, understanding that we are multidimensional beings, something that I tell a lot of people as well, because some people think about the age, like, oh, if I have to be a certain age to be a star seed. But what I say is every single person on the planet is a star seed because we're all multidimensional.
Right.
But the question is, how aware of it are we? And the ones waking up now are star seeds because they're meant to like plant the seeds of waking other people up.
Definitely.
So what's your kind of definition of a star seed? Just someone that's aware of their multidimensionality, or?
Definitely that, and I love that, and expanding into those that remember or have connections to the stars. So maybe those that have future lives or past lives connected to the stars, so they can bring through those higher transmissions into life here on Earth.
Right. Because even like I feel a strong connection to the Pleiades.
Yeah.
And the Pleiades is actually considered to be more of a futuristic type civilization, that they came back in time, incarnated into this reality, because from what I understand as well is as we change here, we change there as well. We're evolving here from 3 to 5 or 3 to 4D. And there we're moving from, I don't know, 5 to 6, or that's the way we would understand it.
Yeah.
So in general, the question I get a lot from people is, how do we know which star systems we're connected to? Now, firstly, we can be connected to more than one star system. And we most likely are, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sitting here with you, and I'm like, I feel the Pleiadian thing, but I also feel the Sirian thing.
Really? Yeah, I feel that as well. I've always felt a really strong connection to dolphins.
Yes.
Which I know are very Sirian type energy, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's funny how that works then. Yeah. So.
And there's, some of the characteristics, so like as I'm like looking at Aaron and like I feel this energy, like one of the characteristics, for instance, of Syrians is like having a really like warm energy, and there is this almost like kind of ocean vibration to it. Which ends up being like, there is this, and it's the dog star, so there's also this vibration that's connected to being like kind of almost like a teddy bear, like a really warm person. That's one of like kind of the soul energies that like I sense from the Syrians.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but people that have connections, like if you have that connection with like the dolphins or the whales, and that's been strong for you, a lot of people have dreams about those kinds of connections, and that's like them coming to you.
Yeah.
And then of course, which we're gonna get into in I think a second, like looking at Sirius, like looking at the actual physical stars and feeling that bond, that connection.
That's really cool. She was telling me about. I know it's coming, so yeah, it's really cool to be able to find out ways of knowing which ones you're connected to. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So in general, at first, it can be known that many of us have many different connections. So it's not and we're meant to be here right now having a human experience as well. Because sometimes people are like, oh, I'm Pleiadian, but I want to go back to the Pleiades. It's like, you're there right now, and in dream state, you're probably awake there at certain levels. You know what I mean?
Totally. Yeah, it's all about being here, and it's about bringing the vibrations of those stars or those higher densities to Earth.
Yes, I like that.
Yes.
So almost like bringing that warm energy that you're talking about, Sirian energy, and whatever the purpose is or the energy of that, bringing it here to share, just like the Pleiadians are very compassionate and heart-centered, bringing that here because the world needs it right now.
Absolutely.
Okay, cool.
It's really about being a transmitter vessel of that frequency in which you already resonate. I
really like that. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So you're like the antenna for like on Earth for the stars, and it's like bing, 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 and you're like bringing it through and radiating it.
Wow, so everyone listening to this, first off, is a starseed, especially because they would even click on a video at this point in time that says Starseed, what is your Starseed origin? Yes. So we can let you guys know that you are starseeds. And let's go ahead and go over a couple, because I know you're really tapped into the energy. So maybe, what are the most common ones that you'd say you've seen with people, like Pleiadians and Sirians, and what are some of the most common ones and maybe some of the traits that go with it?
Yeah.
So what would those be for you, do you think, that you've seen a lot of?
Yeah, so Arcturian is like a very common one. They're very connected in healing the emotional body.
Okay.
They're also very technological and have done a lot with genetics. But especially like they help moderate and like modulate the emotional bodies of humans coming into Earth and humans leaving Earth, which is pretty interesting. And so if people have that connection like with maybe like birth or death and helping people through those transitions.
Wow, interesting.
That could be an Arcturian connection, as well as, again, like the genetic modification and experimentation and those kinds of things. A lot of people that have strong Arcturian connections see lots of color.
Really?
I know that sounds like a strange one, but there's kind of these like really electric colors that that they see in forms of ships or like in their mind's eyes, that I've seen a lot of people have these Arcturian energies. Yeah.
So maybe if you're very visual, and more specifically visual with colors, and colors pop out at you, or you see things, or maybe see auras or something, so that could be a very strong connection to Arcturus.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So what would be another? So Arcturus, maybe we'll give them 3 or 4.
Yeah.
So Arcturus, and then...
well, let's talk about Pleiadian.
Yes, Pleiadian. I like it. I like it.
We can't not. We both have those.
Let me ask you this question: What connections do you feel you have? I mean, I'm sure you.
Well, in my astrology chart, it actually says, like, well, this is kind of personal, but I guess I'll just say it.
Yeah, I like it. I like going deep like this.
At my first breath, Pleiades was rising on the horizon,
oh, wow.
and I'm connected to like a star collective that was literally like a conglomeration of non-physical beings that made up and comprised a star, like in Pleiades.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So there's that, and then I've had really deep recalls of being a Pleiadian man, dude, there in the council and stuff.
Wow.
So those are just kind of like my personal connections. I mean, what have you felt from Pleiades since you have that connection too?
There was a moment when I was going through spiritual awakening in 2012, and there was the moment I heard the word Pleiades, I got this buzz throughout my body.
Yeah.
And then what happened was there was this symbol that was on. It was like this triangle symbol that was purple, and it had all these triangles in it. And when I saw it, there was this jolt of energy that went through my body, and I just felt like this strong connection to the Pleiades. And then later on, through like maybe a clairvoyant person, they like I didn't lead them. I wasn't like, what do you see with the Pleiades? They were like, I was like, what connections do you see? And like very strong Pleiadian connection. So maybe that's the sexiest term, because a lot of these as well that we share, there are many more other than like 5 that we share right now, but. That I felt a strong connection to that. The other thing was, have you ever heard of, I'm sure you've heard of someone speak, or the language of light?
Yeah.
I heard that, and when I was a kid, in 3rd grade, I had to go to speech class because I couldn't say my R's. So I would say, like, I like to drive in the car. I would talk like that. Not to know if I'm overlooking that or anything, but I felt like one of the reasons I talked like that was because possibly at a different realm I speak more where you don't emphasize the R's, and I just felt that from an early age. So I also felt like that had to do with something with the language of light, which I know is a way of communication. Actually, a lot of the higher dimensions, they communicate via telepathy or telepathy. They don't need words, but I felt connection to those symbols and stuff. So that's kind of where I felt my connection. It's just kind of known. But like I said, I'm still mainly focused on Earth. You know what I mean? Bringing that energy through and having a more compassionate energy with what I do in life.
And that's a good one, because I think like the Pleiades is really connected to the heart. Like they are like heart activators. And
and they're here right now, and they're helping us. Because we're going from a willpower control duality system to a heart-based love unity consciousness system, right? Okay, cool. So we got Arcturus, we got Syrian that we already kind of explained. Pleiades is heart-centered, focused.
And with Syrian too, you can always bring in and call in like the blue light of Sirius for healing.
Oh wow!
Particularly,
interesting.
Physical healing.
Yeah,
so that's a really good energy to bring in as well. And then let's talk about some not so pretty ones.
Let's do it. No, I'm down. I'm totally down. I love this.
Well, like Orion, right?
Yes.
Because I know so many people talk about like seeing the night sky and like always feeling that call to Orion. And like it's not as popular because like there's been some dark stuff go down there.
Are we talking about reptilians?
Well, there's the reptilian part.
The Greys.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff going on there, and there's a mass transformation from from dark into light, and then they also kept their genetics, like they have, it's kind of like that whole bloodline weird thing, where you're keeping that bloodline so that there's a purity of vibration.
Yeah.
So they kind of distorted that a bit, but there also is this purity of understanding vibration.
Okay.
That like Orion has as well. And there's a lot of, you know, wars and different things that went on there. So if people kind of have maybe galactic trauma or like darker things, it could be connected to that.
Wow.
And that's really important to like look at and engage with, because we're playing out a lot of those energies on Earth right now. So healing those and working through that is going to be really helpful.
It's interesting that here right now there's this whole Cosmo, there's all this stuff in the cosmos that's happening that we're connected to in dream state, and we're connected to at different realities, and it's all symbolic of the inner and the outer, and as above so below. So we may be going through dramatic emotional trauma in our life, which may also be connected to a trauma that we had in Orion or even different star systems. And it may be, it's all kind of interplayed. So it's I guess that's also when we talk about integrating the shadow self. It's integrating these galactic parts of ourselves that may have felt ostracized.
Yes.
Certain planets that had stuff happen on it,
or
you know.
Destroyed, or I mean, that's pretty deep shadow, you know. But it's really powerful to look at. Like it's like bringing in like very deep aspects of ourselves. Yeah.
That's really cool. So with all this stuff, maybe you're asking yourself, how do I connect? And she has a cool process that we've been kind of talking about. So if you want to go ahead and share that, this is how you can know which star system you feel connected to. She has a process that she's going to share, and it's something you can apply to find out which star system you're connected to. Not that it's the end-all be-all. If you don't know what it is, it's not the end of the world. You are multidimensional. But this is a way, if you're like, you know, I want to know the energy, I want to connect to this archetype, this is a way to go about it. So
yes, well said, well said. So one of the things that's a really helpful way, I actually got this download in Sedona last summer when it was warm out and there was lots of stars being shown, is that we can actually look at the stars and feel those light transmissions, get those actual light codes to awaken and activate and actually trigger emotional responses or like some kind of energy to help us know where we're from. Because one of the things is we can get kind of in a box even with just some of the few famous, you know, star systems that we're saying that we're from. But there's so many more, and it's just really important to start engaging, like for us as a community, with so many more energies wanting to come through. And so what you can do is you can go out and actually gaze and like take in the transmission of the stars, and like you said, set a really nice intention.
So set the intention. And then go out where you can see the stars. So this may be, if you're in Los Angeles, you're in Las Vegas, or somewhere, maybe it means you do this on a road trip. You go somewhere where maybe you go in the middle of California where it's darker and you can see the sky, and then what would you do? So you would set the intention, I want to feel what star system I'm connected to as I look up into the sky? Okay, so that's the first step.
So you set that intention, and then you let yourself kind of relax and fully dissolve any expectation, and in that space take in and look at the whole sky and see which stars, or see which, it could be even planets, like call to you and resonate as you like scan the sky. And there might be one that's actually engaging with you, like they're conscious living beings, like engaging with us.
Or a collective. Maybe a collective consciousness that's saying, hey, this is, we see your intention. They're like your guides. Also, maybe ask for your guides to help. Sometimes I say, you know, I want my guides to help me, my spiritual guides, because we all have spiritual guides, just like we're multidimensional. Set an intention to know which star systems I'm connected to. Look up at the sky. And then you said something with an app that helps? So then it's nice to not know, actually, like what you're looking at. And to just let it be what it is, like its own experience without the mind in it. And then afterwards, once you had felt that transmission from a certain place calling to you, get the star map out, and there's a lot of different star apps that you can use on your phone, and then scan it and be like, oh my gosh, that was like Aldebaran, or like, oh, this is this strange place that I've never heard of. But just because you've never heard of it doesn't mean that it doesn't have like profound effects on you.
For you, you know?
And maybe even just meditating on that word or that star system, even if it's not well known, you can't go on Google and read up all the traits of it. Maybe just doing that brings in more and more information and just an energy. Like this feels very compassionate with a little bit of an edge of like willpower, whatever it is, and you bring it through in your life, and then you get more synchronicity in your life or whatever it is.
Exactly, and that's where this started. That's where like all these people online got it. Is like they had to bring down the original transmission. So like,
good point.
We're just doing it and expanding like our repertoire as like the humans remembering our cosmic selves. So that's a really fun way, and it's really just like powerful beyond just kind of like Googling.
Yeah, because it's more experiential.
Yes.
Versus
it's
like,
real
oh,
to you.
you know, oh, sometimes people will read, oh, Syrians have black hair and Pleiadians have blonde hair. It's like, well, this is just a physical human suit.
Yes.
You know, so it's not like, oh, Pleiadians only incarnated into white people. You know what I mean? Like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's really ridiculous. People say that a lot, and I'm just like, no, that's not true at all.
Yeah. No, yeah, I've heard, yeah, it has nothing to do with the way that you look. Maybe sometimes
there's resonance that comes through.
It could be, but it's,
yeah.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with race or color. This is a temporary experience. But know that the steps that she just gave you is a powerful way to connect to the stars, connect to your Starseed origin. You can look up online and kind of see which ones resonate with you, but you just experience it for yourself versus just reading stuff online. And we encourage you to get out there. Bridget makes a lot of content on this kind of information, so if you're more interested in understanding, what would it be? Starseeds,
yeah.
there's healing, whole bunch of cool content, and you'll see it in the top of the description box below. You'll see her channel right there, so make sure you check out her content and follow her as well. Other than that, we'll do a video on your channel, I think. We don't know what it's about yet, but we'll do something. So go on her channel as well to check out the video that we did together.
Yes.
Thank you for coming on.
Thanks, Aaron.
Of course,
Appreciate it.
You're welcome. And we will see you guys on another video. I'm sure we'll do videos in the future. So other than that, peace, much love, namaste.
Bye, guys.